let's create a simple baby quilt. We'll start by clicking the Quilt Wizard button. Click the Layout tab, then choose the option Straight Blocks with a single block setting. In the Size tab, we'll set the width to 8 inches. The block count will be 4 across and 5 down. Now, let's go to the Borders tab, and for the first border, we'll choose Mitered Corners. Then we'll set our second border. For this border, we'll choose Cornerstones with a 3-inch width. Let's click on the Layers tab and check the Layers enabled box. Let's also select the Stencils and Base boxes. We'll click Finish. And now we'll see the blank layout. Now, let's open our block library. Choose the Basics folder, then scroll down to find the 2 triangles block. Let's click once on the first block, then close the block library. Now, let's use the Color Select tool. The first thing we want to do is make sure the Affect All box is checked. This will change the color in all the blocks at the same time. Click the Color Select tool. Click the color we want to replace, then select the new color. Now, let's use the Color Picker tool to pick the blue from the block. Then, we'll click on the borders to color them the same. Now, we'll pick the yellow and color the remaining white areas of the border. Here is our very simple baby quilt. Now that we've designed our baby quilt, let's add a stencil. First, click the Stencil layer. Then, come over and open the block library. Click the Top button to start with the main folder. Double-click on Quilting Stencils. We're going to audition a few of these blocks to see if we can find one that we like. Once we select one from the library, just click in the block and it will show up there. Notice that it only filled one block and not the entire quilt. To do this, we need to make some changes to our settings. Let's click the Quilt menu, Quilt Wizard, then click the Layers tab. Now, we'll change it from Layouts Independent to Layouts Locked. This gives the stencil layer the same settings as the base layer. Click Finish. And now we see that the stencil is filled on every block. This also expanded the stencil size to fill the entire block. Now, let's try a different stencil. This one is nice, but let's try the large sunflower stencil. Now, let's add a stencil to the border. Open Border Blocks. And choose the Braided Diamond stencil. This will open the border fitting settings. This is where we set how many repeats we want of this border. Let's choose one per block and click OK. And we see that the design has been filled in. Let's choose another border, double tongs. Again, we'll get the border fitting settings, click OK, and that looks like the one we want. Now we have to decide how to get this stencil out to our quilt. Let's select the first block and make sure the stencil layer is selected. Click on the Print button. Choose Print Block, and it's automatically showing the block that we want to print. Click Print Preview so we can see what it looks like. What's the best paper to print this block so we can easily quilt through it? There are a few options. We can try 20-pound printer paper, which is pretty lightweight, or we can use newsprint or tracing paper. We can also use Quilter's Preview paper from Golden Threads, a very lightweight printable paper that is perfect for stencils.